From Highway 1 at Ragged Point, located 1.5 miles south of the Monterey County line, drive 16 miles north to the Pacific Valley Ranger Station. Prewitt Loop Trail to Kelly Camp South Trailhead is a hiking distance of 9.8 miles round trip for 5.5 hours out and back with an elevation gain of 1,600 feet. Difficulty is strenuous and exposure is a mix of open chaparral and dense forest, and dogs are allowed. According to Day Hikes Around Big Sur by Robert Stone, the Prewitt Loop Trail forms a loop in the mountainous backcountry adjacent to the coast. The trail, which begins in Pacific Valley, winds up a remote canyon while circling the Prewitt Creek watershed. The path weaves through the arid chaparral on the oceanfront slopes to a dense oak and pine forest with shaded redwood groves. This hike begins from the south trailhead at the Pacific Valley Ranger Station. The trail climbs the South Canyon wall to Kelly Camp, a primitive oak-rimmed camp that sits on a small flat. From the camp are views down the South Fork Prewitt Creek Canyon to the sea. En route, the hike crosses a series of feeder streams and leads to scenic overlooks. Throughout the hike are spectacular coastal views of the expansive marine terrace, jagged coastline, promontories, and the remote backcountry. The trail starts behind the fire station. From the pullouts along Highway 1, walk up the Ranger Station Road and immediately veer to the right. Pass the firehouse on the right to the signed Prewitt Trailhead at the hill. Climb up the grassy footpath with views across the flat marine terrace of Pacific Valley. The footpath passes a water tank on the left and ends at a T-junction with an old dirt road. Bear left on the narrow dirt road and head east towards the canyon. Climb through the oak, pine, and redwood forest on the road for 0.4 of a mile to a signed trail on the left. Leave the road and veer left on the footpath. Descend through the bucolic forest that is teeming with redwoods, bracken, and sword ferns. Hop over the creek that flows down the steep, rock-walled canyon. Traverse the North Canyon wall to an overlook of Pacific Valley, Sand Dollar Beach, offshore rocks, and the scalloped coastline.